Hello, and a very warm welcome to you. We're so happy you're here with us for another deep dive.
That's right. And today we're going to look at something that, well, it touches all of us. Literally. We're talking about the air we breathe.
Yes, air pollution. Now, usually when we think about pollution, we look up. We see a gray sky, maybe some smoke. But today, we're going to look somewhere else. We're going to look inside our own bodies.
It's a really important topic. We often think of pollution as something out there, but the source material for today, it tells a very different story. It's based on a BBC report by James Gallagher.
Right. Before we start, I just want to ask you a question. Just think about this for a second. When you're walking down a busy street, all that traffic,
Yeah.
and you breathe in that dirty air, where does it actually go?
That is the big question, isn't it?
Does it just, stay in your lungs?
hmm
Or does it? Does it travel further?
Does the body stop it? Or does it get deeper into our system?
Hold that thought. Now let's get into the story that, well, it answers that exact question.
So to find the answer, we have to follow a journalist, a man named James Gallagher. He's a health presenter, and he wanted to see for himself, with his own eyes, what happens.
So, okay, let's picture the scene. James is in central London, a huge, busy city. And he's standing by a road, and this is not just any road.
No, not at all. It's a major road, 4 lanes of just heavy traffic, cars, buses, trucks, all of it, all pushing out fumes.
And he stood there for 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. Not running, just standing and breathing.
And the way he described the air it's really interesting. He said he could actually taste it.
Taste the air. Ugh, this sounds awful.
It does. He said it felt gritty.
Gritty? What, like sand in his mouth?
Exactly like that, like tiny bits of sand or dust. He could
Yeah.
feel the pollution.
Wow, that's a powerful description.
Mhm.
So he was breathing this stuff in on purpose.
He was. It was all for science. He was there with a scientist, Professor Jonathan Grigg, and the professor has this special name for this busy street. He calls it an exposure chamber.
An exposure chamber. That sounds a bit scary, doesn't it?
It does sound serious. I mean, an exposure chamber is usually a sealed box in a lab. But here, the chamber is a public street where people walk every day.
So the professor wanted to test something, right?
Yeah.
This idea that a lot of us have, that our nose and our lungs act like a filter.
Right. We think our body is a kind of shield.
Yeah, you think, okay, I breathe in some dust, I'll cough it out. That we're basically safe.
Exactly. But the professor's question was, does it get past the lungs? Does it get into the blood?
So James leaves the street after his 10 minutes, and he goes to a laboratory.
And in the lab, they take a sample of his blood. They're not looking at his lungs. They're looking right at his blood.
With a microscope, I assume.
Mm.
One of those tools for seeing really tiny things.
Correct. They looked at his white blood cells. These are the cells that sort of clean up the body. They're like the garbage collectors of our blood.
And what they found, well, this is shocking. I mean, it really is.
Normally, these cells should be clean, clear. But in James's blood, there were little black spots.
Black spots, you mean inside his blood cells?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
both on them and inside them. And these black spots, they were pollution particles, tiny pieces of carbon straight from the traffic fumes.
That's unbelievable. From just 10 minutes on a street, the pollution was already in his blood.
It happened that fast. The lungs didn't stop it.
And James said something. When he saw those black spots, he said, I feel contaminated.
Contaminated, yeah, that's a strong word.
It means he felt dirty, but on the inside, like something foreign and bad was in his system.
It's a very powerful moment because he's seeing it. It's not a theory anymore. It's real, visible pollution inside his body.
But the story doesn't end there. Seeing it is one thing. But we need to understand the scale of this. How much pollution are we talking about? So let's look at the numbers.
Yes, the data.
Yeah.
So the scientists, they did a count. They found about 1 pollution particle for every 2,000 or 3,000 blood cells.
Okay, 1 in, say, 3,000. That sounds quite small, right?
It does sound small if you're just looking at 1 drop of blood, but you have to think about the whole body. An adult has about 5 liters of blood.
Right, 5 liters. That's a lot.
So if you do the math, that 1 particle in 3,000 cells means about 80 million of your red blood cells are carrying pollution.
Wow. 80 million.
Yes, 80 million. Just think about that. It's like 80 million tiny taxis carrying dirt all around your body.
That is a staggering number. And that's just from a few minutes on a busy road.
Yep. It just shows how open our bodies are to the air around us.
So we should probably talk about what these particles are. I see this term on my weather app, PM2.5. What does that actually mean?
It's just a scientific name, really. PM is for particulate matter, which just means tiny pieces. And the 2.5 is about the size.
So very, very small.
Incredibly small. They're smaller than 2.5 micrometers.
I can't even picture that. Can you compare it to something like a human hair?
Okay, think of one single hair from your head. You could fit about 30 of these particles across the width of that one hair.
30, so they're completely invisible.
Exactly. And because they're that small, they don't get trapped in your nose or your throat. They go deep, deep into the lungs. And from there, they can just cross right into your bloodstream.
And you said they come from traffic, from the exhaust pipe.
Yes, from the exhaust. But here's something that surprised me. They also come from the brakes and the tires.
The brakes and tires, how?
Well, when a car brakes, the pads grind against the wheel. That creates a fine dust. And as tires roll on the road, they wear down. That also creates dust.
So even an electric car, which has no exhaust, it still makes this kind of pollution.
It does, yes, because it still has tires and brakes.
That is surprising. So, okay, these tiny particles are in the blood, 80 million of them. What happens next? Where do they go?
That's the crucial part. The research shows that the body does try to clean itself out. If you go and breathe clean air, the levels do drop.
Oh, that's good news.
And it is. After about 2 hours in clean air, the particle count in the blood goes down.
So where did it go?
Some of it gets filtered out by your kidneys and, leaves the body through your urine.
Okay, so the body is trying to wash itself clean.
It is, but, and this is the dangerous part, not all of it leaves. A lot of these particles get stuck.
Stuck? Where do they get stuck?
They travel all over the body to different organs. And they can stay there. The study used the word lodge. They lodge there.
Lodge? In our organs? Like in our heart?
Yes. The heart, the brain, other places too. They basically find a home in your body's tissues.
This sounds really serious. I mean, how does that actually harm us?
The main problem it causes is something called inflammation.
Inflammation. I've heard that word a lot. Can you explain it in a simple way?
Sure. Think about if you cut your finger or twist your ankle, what happens?
It gets red, maybe a little swollen, it feels warm.
Exactly. That's inflammation. It's your body's response to an injury. It's trying to heal itself.
Which is good when you have a cut.
Right. But this pollution causes that same reaction, that same inflammation inside your blood vessels all the time.
Oh, that does not sound good at all.
It's not. It means your blood vessels are sort of constantly swollen and irritated. They can get stiff. They can get narrow.
And that would lead to heart problems, I guess.
Yes. It raises your risk of heart attacks and strokes.
And you also mentioned the brain.
Yeah. There's a growing link to dementia, memory loss in older people. This constant inflammation might contribute to that.
That's frightening. So it's not just about our lungs, it's our heart, our brain.
It's connected to everything. But there was one other thing in the source that really, really stood out. It was about babies.
Yes, I saw that. This is so important.
They found these pollution particles inside the placenta.
And the placenta, that's the organ that feeds a baby while it's growing inside the mother.
Exactly. It's the lifeline. It's how the baby gets all its food and oxygen.
So if the pollution is in the placenta,
it means the pollution can get to the baby.
Before it's even born.
Yes. And the worry is that it could even change the baby's DNA.
Change the DNA. That sounds incredibly serious.
It is. It could mean the baby is born with smaller lungs or a smaller heart. It can affect their health for their entire life, right from the very start.
So this is serious. It's not just a cough. It's about our long-term health, our children's health.
It really is. The World Health Organization says something like 99% of people breathe polluted air. It's a huge problem.
Okay. I know, this is heavy information. And it can make you feel a bit helpless. I mean, you can't just stop breathing.
No, you can't. And most of us can't just move to the countryside. But we promised we'd talk about what we can actually do.
Yes, let's talk solutions. What's the practical advice?
The source material gives some really simple, effective tips. It's all about changing how and where you walk.
Okay, let's hear them. What's the first one?
The first tip is really just avoidance. Try to stay away from the busiest roads whenever you can.
But what if you have to walk in the city for work or school?
True. But even in a city, you can often choose side streets. The smaller, quieter roads that run parallel to the main ones.
And does that actually make a big difference if you're only one street over?
It makes a huge difference. The buildings act like a barrier. They block a lot of the pollution. The air can be much, much cleaner just one street away.
So it might be worth taking a slightly longer route if it's a quieter one.
Exactly. An extra 2 minutes of walking for much cleaner air. It's a great trade.
Okay, good advice. But what if you have to be on a busy road?
Then the key is distance. Try to walk as far from the edge of the road as you can.
So, move to the back of the pavement, closer to the buildings and shops.
Yes, the pollution is most concentrated right where it comes out of the exhaust pipes. Even moving back a couple of meters can really reduce what you breathe in.
That makes a lot of sense. Distance helps. Now, you mentioned babies, and this is so important for parents.
This is a crucial one, yes. For anyone using a pram or a stroller,
Okay.
just think about the height of a pram. It's very low to the ground.
It is, yeah. It's down by my knees.
And where are the exhaust pipes on most cars?
Also low to the ground.
Oh. Exactly. The baby in the pram is at the perfect height to breathe in the worst of the exhaust fumes.
Wow, I had never ever thought about that.
Yeah, the adult's head is up higher in cleaner air, but the baby is right down there in the thick of it.
So the baby is breathing in much more pollution than the parent pushing them.
That's the risk. So
Yep.
for parents, it's extra important. Use those quiet streets. Maybe use one of those pram covers when you're near heavy traffic.
That is a very practical, very helpful tip.
It's these small changes that can make a difference.
What about masks? We've all gotten used to masks. Do they help with pollution?
The study did look at this, specifically at those tight-fitting masks, like an FFP2 or an N95 mask.
And did they work?
Yes. They found that wearing one did reduce the amount of pollution particles that ended up in the blood.
So should we all be wearing them on busy streets?
The advice isn't that everyone needs to wear one all the time, but they said if you're vulnerable, so if you already have a heart condition or asthma, then wearing one in heavy traffic is a very good idea.
Got it. So masks are a tool, but avoiding the pollution in the first place is the best strategy.
Avoidance is always the best cure. And of course, the big picture is we need cleaner cars, better public transport, but these are things you can do today, right now.
That feels empowering, that we can actually make choices to protect ourselves.
Absolutely. You have control over where you walk.
Okay, we have covered a lot today. It's a big topic. Let's do a quick summary for everyone listening. Just recap the main points.
Sounds good. Let's break it down into 6 key points.
Okay, number 1, a journalist named James stood in traffic for just 10 minutes.
Number 2, scientists looked at his blood and found actual black dots of pollution on his blood cells.
Number 3, these tiny particles travel from the lungs to the heart, the brain, and even to unborn babies.
Number 4, this pollution causes long-term inflammation, which can lead to serious health problems.
Number 5, the simplest way to stay safer is to walk on quieter side streets, away from the traffic.
And finally, number 6, clean air is vital for our health, and making smart choices about where we walk can protect us.
Perfect. A very clear summary. Now it is time for our word power section.
My favorite part. We've picked 8 words from our deep dive today that will really help with your English.
Great. I'll say the word, you give a simple explanation, and then I'll give an example sentence.
Ready.
First word is contaminated.
Contaminated just means something is dirty or no longer pure because a harmful substance is mixed in.
Okay, here's the sentence. The water was contaminated, so we could not drink it.
Perfect. Next one.
Particle.
A particle is just a very, very tiny piece of something, like a single grain of sand or a speck of dust.
Example, dust particles were floating in the sunlight.
Number 3 is microscope. A microscope is a scientific tool. It helps you see things that are far too small to see with just your eyes.
Example, the scientists looked at the blood cell under a microscope.
Okay, what's next?
Exhaust.
Exhaust is the waste gas and smoke that comes out of an engine, like from the back of a car or a bus.
Example, the black exhaust from the truck smelled bad.
All right, number 5.
Inflammation.
Inflammation is your body's reaction to injury. It's when a part of your body gets red hot or swollen as it tries to heal.
Example, he had inflammation in his knee after the fall.
Next up, placenta.
The placenta is a special organ that grows inside a mother during pregnancy. Its job is to feed the baby.
Example, the placenta provides food to the unborn baby.
Just 2 more.
Vulnerable.
To be vulnerable means to be weak or easy to hurt, either physically or emotionally. Someone who needs extra care.
Example, old people are vulnerable to the cold weather.
And the last one.
Lodge.
To lodge means to become stuck or fixed in a particular place.
Example, the food can lodge in your throat if you eat too fast.
Excellent. Those are 8 very useful words, especially for understanding health news in English.
They are. Now, let's move on to our listening and speaking practice. This is where you, the listener, get to join in.
Yes, speaking the words out loud is a great way to improve your pronunciation. I'm going to say a sentence, then I'll pause, and I want you to repeat it out loud. Ready? Sentence number 1. Pollution can travel from the lungs to the blood. Great. Here is sentence number 2. We should walk on quiet side streets. And one more. Sentence number 3. Clean air is important for a healthy heart.
Well done. Practicing like that really helps the phrases stick in your memory.
It really does. Now, finally, we have one question for you. We would love for you to think about it and maybe leave your answer in the comments.
But the question is, what is one change you will make to avoid dirty air in your city?
It could be a small thing. Maybe you'll try a new walking route tomorrow. Or just be more aware of the air around you. Let us know.
We'd love to read your ideas.
This has been a really fascinating deep dive. A little scary maybe to think about what's in our blood, but it's so important to know the truth.
It is. Knowledge gives you power, and when you know the facts, you can make better choices for yourself and your family.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for listening to Learner. We are so glad you are here with us today.
Yes, thank you. Stay curious, keep learning, and breathe safe.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.